He was the most outrageous teacher in America. He would give students a jar every class, asking them to tap it once every minute, because he made a bet with these students who never paid attention. If they could stay quiet during the specified time, he would drink a whole carton of milk in one go. The students, wanting to embarrass the teacher, suddenly became more united than ever. When someone couldn't resist causing trouble, other students would immediately stop them. As time passed, the milk on the desk decreased, while knowledge on the blackboard increased. The students didn't realize at the time that they had actually listened to the entire lesson attentively. Some even actively raised their hands to answer questions. It was this teacher's arrival that transformed this class of underachievers into the school's most outstanding class. But just when the teacher was feeling proud, he was fired for opposing the principal's tuition increase. Although parents didn't want the teacher to leave, the authorities' decision remained unchanged. The teacher was forced to look for work in New York, but reality dealt him another heavy blow. City schools looked down on teachers from rural areas. To return to his beloved teaching profession, he had to work part-time while job hunting. On his way to a job interview that day, Clark saw a student having a conflict with a teacher. He rushed over to mediate, until the principal appeared. The incident was finally resolved, but the teacher resigned in anger, unable to tolerate the student's behavior. Seeing the teacher leave, Clark immediately expressed his interest. After seeing Clark's outstanding teaching record, the principal decided to give him the school's best class, but Clark's eyes were fixed on the unmanaged class across the hall, where students were doing whatever they pleased. Their behavior clearly showed their lack of discipline, but to the principal's great surprise, Clark chose this troublesome class. Even though the principal earnestly advised him that 6 teachers had already resigned because of these students, Clark still didn't change his decision, because he firmly believed that every neglected student was a child with untapped potential. But Clark's confidence didn't bring him good luck. On the first day of class, the students gave him a hard time. Lucy was the most troublesome student in class. Under her instigation, the class returned to its usual chaos. After school, the classroom looked like a disaster zone. The mess on the floor contrasted sharply with his neatness, as if silently mocking his incompetence. Even the janitor kept shaking his head at him, seemingly ridiculing his overconfidence. After Clark finished cleaning everything, he found his car covered in student graffiti. But with years of teaching experience, he knew that behind every troubled student, there must be untold secrets. So Clark began visiting each student's home. He discovered some students were only 12 years old, yet had to help their parents care for 3 children at home. Some parents favored sons over daughters. Some students grew up under strict paternal discipline. Clark deeply realized these children's unwillingness to learn was inseparable from their growing environment. After all, parents are children's first teachers. To gradually guide students onto the right track, Clark prepared a surprise for them. The classroom walls were painted with new colors. He was showing students through action. This was the correct way to use paint, but the students weren't appreciative. Even the principal thought he was being foolish.